But are there implications, for example, in terms of the powers the security services should have? I mean, for example, Amber Rudd has just said on the BBC that she's very concerned that these apparently security services have still not been able to find out what this man's last message on the messaging service WhatsApp actually said because of the encryption. Do you think there is an issue about giving more powers to the security services to be able to effectively hack into services like WhatsApp?
They have huge powers of investigation already. There is a question of always balancing the right to know, the need to know, with the right to privacy.
Is the balance right at the moment?
I think it probably is. I've been concerned about giving too much unaccountable power to anybody in our society. So could the security services go to court and make an application? I would have thought they probably could.
Is Parliament secure enough? There's quite a lot of talk about at the moment about making that front gate more secure.
I think Parliament has a huge security presence. I've been in Parliament a very long time, and I've seen the security get stronger and stronger over all those years. But again, I think you have to balance it between an open democratic society and the need to keep people safe. The last thing I would want is to deny the public access to Parliament, deny the right of the public to interact with their elected representatives. Democracy has to be an interactive, open process, and if you cut MPs off, stick them in effectively a secure cordon and deny them any interrelationship with the public, then we all lose. That surely is the message. We are a democracy.
Now, you said the BBC had misinterpreted your views on shoot to kill, that some remarks you made were taken out of context. In fact, the BBC Trust, I think, upheld your point of view.
They did, indeed.
But I mean, we've had lots of messages from people saying that you are opposed to shoot to kill. So do you want to just clarify what your position is on this?
The context in which I made the remarks about shoot to kill, which, as you say, the complaint was upheld by the BBC Trust because they were taken completely out of context, was over the 1980s policy in Ireland, where the shoot to kill was obviously wrong. What I did say was that in a wholly defensive situation,
so like the one that we've just been
such as happens on Wednesday, then that is the response.
And that's it's a perfectly legitimate, it's the right response.
It was the response that was made at the time. There was no other thing to do at that time.
And you support, therefore, the police behaving...
The police did their best to protect Parliament, and Keith Palmer lost his life trying to protect Parliament, and let's remember that. But there is a question, you quite rightly say, about the question of access to the building and whether or not that could be looked at. Now, I don't think this is the place to look at that. I think there has to be an examination of it.
But just to be clear, sorry, but this does matter to people. Are you saying that it's absolutely right for the police to have, you know, when these situations arise, the power to shoot and kill?
They have the powers they need in a wholly defensive situation, yes. But you've got to be careful that you don't end up with what we had in Ireland in the 1980s.